What is going on, Lunatic Fringe? Guys, do you know it's all about what we can do in this ecosystem to improve it? There's a kitty cat running around here who's been declawed. The declawed kitty cat had a problem with me when I reached out to ask about their project, and not only tried to dress me down in a Telegram chat, but then deleted it. If you know any kitty cats in this space, ask them to share what happened in the Telegram chat, because basically what I said was, look, I disagree with you sometimes, and I think we could still do business. Just because I disagree with you doesn't mean that we can't still be allies in some way. And they said, crikey, mate, yes it do, or whatever the fuck they say in wherever that person's from. So it's a very, very wild, petty sort of thing. Look, guys, we're all supposed to be grown-ups. We're all supposed to have a level of maturity, and even if we don't get along with one another, or we fundamentally disagree, or we say things that just turn out to be factually inaccurate, it's okay, right? It's okay, because sometimes we make mistakes. I give you calls sometimes, and those calls are not going to be completely accurate because we all make mistakes. But I come to you every day, and I don't cry about you. I don't dismiss you. I continue to do this, and hopefully I can provide you with a lot of good or great information about the Luna Classic ecosystem without crying like a baby and sending you hate messages in Telegram, okay? So with that being said, let's get into what's going on here. If you like this type of content, make sure you hit the like button on the way in, because we're not babies here. We're the grown-ups, right? All right, so number one, if you haven't already, there's playtoearn.com, and there is a surprising entrant for the game of the year. Air Force Lunc right here is now in the list of best action games of 2024. So guys, I would encourage you, as part of the Luna Classic ecosystem, go engage with playtoearn.com, the awards, and vote for the best action game, and vote for Air Force Lunc. If you haven't already, you can also download Air Force Lunc on your phones. You can also download it or play it on your computer as well, if you use a computer, in fact. So that is fantastic, by the way. It's great exposure. Even if we don't win. I mean, like, I'm going to pop here. All right, so we voted for it. Now we're going to share it on X. So if you want to, it'll be on X, and you can share it over there. And that'll be a great thing for the ecosystem and for Air Force Lunc and for everybody involved. Let's keep going. So, critically low activity for Terra Classic validators in official governance. Now, you've seen this. I mean, you go down this list of the Commonwealth, and you're looking for, who engages and who actually is part of the discussions on the Commonwealth, and who does everything like behind closed doors and, hides their whatever from people. You got Strathcole, you got Classic Chaos, you got Vegas. These are the people having the discussions out in the open. Lunc Rocket. These are the people having the discussions out in the open. They don't do backdoor deals. They don't, hide behind other things. Those are the people that we should be supportive of. It is my opinion. Now, look, if you're not openly having discussions, if you're not openly using the Commonwealth the way it was intended or designed, then are you not slapping governance in the face? It is my opinion, in fact, that, maybe that is the case. Maybe there should be more discussion. Now, does it have to be today? No, of course not. It doesn't have to be today, and everybody should get better at it. But at a certain point, if people are not going to do what they've agreed to do by governance, then what do we do about the validators who just ignore the rules? I mean, I go down here and I look at the list. It's very simple. All I have to do is look at the name of the people who are doing this and putting out these proposals. Let me see Vegas all the time. I see Cat with Hat. I see Lunc eToro Community 23. I see David. I even see Orbit Labs in here, Rummy, Solid, Lunc Rocket. We have to have these governance proposals. Happy Caddy Crypto is in here. We have to have those people, and we have to be supportive of those people who are bringing things to the Commonwealth for discussions, if not for vote, for discussions. The purpose of Commonwealth is for that discussion. So we need to be supportive of those people. And if those people are the ones that are doing it, then those are the ones that we should be delegating to as validated. There are a lot of people in these communities that talk a lot every day about Luna Classic and don't contribute anything to the Commonwealth in terms of proposals and or voting. So we're going to have to be better as time goes on. Hopefully you guys agree. Next up, meme coins. Meme coins down. Remember, they're down about 10% on the day. And I do want to say, like, of course, when you look at it, Garuda X down 11%, LNC down 12%, Cookies up 23%, but Juris is down 13%. They're all really down today, and there's a reason for that. We're going to get into the discussion about price action real quickly here. Listen, things go up, things go down. They're paired with Luna Classic, so when Luna Classic takes a dive or a dip, and the market just broadly, I saw a statistic before I started this where, way down. And that means altcoins right now. And I think they're just gearing up for that next leg up. So if you look at like Bitcoin's down 1%, everything else is down like 6%. So I think that altcoins just kind of got sucked out because everybody felt like, we kind of reached the top. It's time to correct a little bit and, wait for a little bit of a dip, and then boom, now we go mint a higher high. As far as proposals go, we've got the proposal for the Terra Classic dashboard update CMC Terra Classic dashboard technical links, and that's being voted so far yes 38%, abstain is 59%, Interstellar Moonshot Moonrun POS node, no with veto, nobody there, no, nobody there, and then yes, we've got 38%. So it's going to be a question of governance and what they will do with it. Now, of course, you can see right here that there are a lot of people that still haven't voted. There's 4 days, 1 hour left in it. So we'll see what this ends up being. And the discussion is on the Commonwealth to update the dashboard for the Explorers to be Galaxy Finder, Lunc Scan. Wallets are going to be Kepler and Galaxy Station. Strathcole Wallet, Lunc Dash, Multisig. Documentation, all of this kind of information. And, I think we need it, but that's on you. Vote for it, decide. And look, again, if the people who are either abstaining or voting no and you want it to be yes, then validate with the people who are voting the way you want. If you are looking at it right now and you're validating with one of these people who are saying yes for the update and you don't think that there should be an update, well, then validate with people who are saying no or abstain. Do it the right way. Align your stake with your principles and good things should happen. Now let's talk price action. I've changed the chart just a little bit, and I know it's still drawn quite a bit because, look, I think that we're going to continue on with what we are doing right now. As you can see, we did get a little dip down into, and look, it's not optimal, of course, but, we had a little impulse move that goes right here. And look at this from an impulse standpoint right now. And we perfectly repegged back down here into this range. If you want to say that it came from here, still kind of perfectly pegged down. If you want to go all the way down here, then you're looking at a little more objectively, and I commend you for that. Also, just kind of says that, we're kind of down in that range, if you will, where a lot of sell-off over the evening. If you look over here, you can see that the total market cap is down about $100 billion or 3%, but Bitcoin's down like 2%. It was down 1% a little while ago, down 2% now, but the total is without Bitcoin is down almost 5%. Now, some of this is being bought back up, but we were down about 150 billion last night, and API 3 is down 11%, Lunc is down 8%, Dog with Hats down 8%, XRP's down 8%, Luna 9%. And if you go down this list, you'll see just a massive amount of sell-off. Didex down 10%, Jasmy down 10%. Just a lot of the Asian markets and European markets did a massive sell-off in the overnight. Altcoins seem to have pumped. And by the way, when you look at Luna Classic, you can make that argument because there's that double top that you got that feeling one day, then the next day it tried again, then the third day it came back up, then the fourth day it got a little bit higher, but when it got higher, it didn't come back and match the previous top. So then you expect that there's going to be some downward momentum. Now what you're hoping for is to catch a little bit of fire along this trend line, and if that trend line in fact does hold up, then you can expect some more downside to the 13s, 3013, but then you get a nice strong rally. So the good part is we got exactly where I told you we were going to go, and now the next part is what is the next step. And let's get rid of some of this here as a drawing. Let's try to soften this up. So ultimately what we're looking at is we're going to have a nice big breakout. I mean, that we should at least acknowledge that. So probably a bounce down here into 14 and then a move back up. We come up and test this, then we come up and test this, and then we start to have the breakout consolidating right in that range right there. Seems to be what would most likely play out. And look, it's the bull run, so we'll see what happens. Now, this is a big week for the United States, so we could see some interesting developments as the day and as the week progresses. And it, by the way, we could lead to a massive sell-off over the next couple of days as well. That is on the table. Everything should be on the table for right now. You never know what's going to end up happening. USTC, a little more cut and dry, perfectly played off of the 786, came down here for this big dip off of the impulse move up here in the 786, bouncing off of that, probably coming up into this range right here at 4.5 to 5 cents, and then breaking out towards the top of this range up here, maybe even coming up to this full 10-cent play right over here. So I would be, look, this is just a bad day as an example, but I mean, look, you got a 10% dip in most of the market, so I think it's a great buying opportunity to buy a dip. You feel good when you buy the dip, so buy some dip today, and I think you should feel it. Now, as far as volume goes, remember, when it's the weekend, there's lower volume. When there's lower volume, the end result is more volatility. So what you experienced was a move back down to 800 million market cap. Volume is up 44%. But remember, we were talking about 140, 150 million volume just a couple of days ago. Then we got to the weekend, volume fell off a cliff, and now we're back down to 98 million. And when you do it by volume over here, then you can see Binance and BTCC are still the big ones. And by the way, I'm starting to think that BTCC with this big volume seems to be the one that's doing the burns over here. I'm going to show you in just a moment, but we had another significant set of burns. When you see the burn tracker, you're not going to love it. Like, you're not going to say, wow, we're burning so many. But at the same time, when you look at it, and if you've been doing this for a long time like I have, then you're going to appreciate the fact that there is quite a bit going on. So bear that in mind. Also, USTC, kind of sideways, so it looks like the enthusiasm is not coming over to USTC just yet. As far as Leonardo goes and the repeg, Igor Veras right here is mad because he can't respond to Leonardo, but this is some important thing. Igor says, I'm going to come down here and says, they are selling you something that cannot happen. Wait for the technical team to respond. I've already said I won't work with him, and he needs to fill in several gaps. He didn't want to listen to the developer, so patience is required. And I think it's important to recognize that. Now, does that mean that it does or does not work from Leonardo? All of this is technical theory about how this thing would work. So he used to talk about smart contracts in a native currency, but didn't want to learn anything about blockchain. Theory is easy, but practice is a different story. However, we need a viable theories, meaning ones that are actually feasible. That depends on many factors, including centralized exchanges. Selling dreams without knowing how to make them happen is irresponsible. Not to mention they want to use CP resources and have a schedule without having a team. And Leonardo did reply, said that that schedule was based on discussions with Ceramic in mid-September before you and others decided to ditch him. And the CP resources would be paid after the work is done. I guess my attempt at reconciliation was a waste of time. At least I tried. Are you working on your version of a repeg, maybe EUTC? No one agreed on asking for money from community pool. We never planned for that. The group consisted entirely of volunteers who believed in Lunc's appreciation, and since everyone accumulates Lunc, it would be a future investment. Regarding EUTC, I've never said I've been against enabling any on-chain currency. They asked for my help, and yes, I am collaborating. So there is another repeg being worked on as well. I personally only have 7 million Lunc. I don't have any USTC because that currency cannot be restored through speculation. So if Lunc reaches 1 penny, I'll have made my profit and become a millionaire. That's why I do volunteer work. And by the way, if you have 7 million Lunc and it goes to a penny, you'll have $70,000. So He wouldn't be a millionaire at that point. So, and then of course this starts into it's an argument. So if you guys want to go check it out, you can go to Leonardo Lunc and you can check it out, or Igor Soares, SOARES62, and you can read through their discussion and see them hashing this out as far as burn trackers go. 619 million is the overall total over the last 7 days. And why is that? Well, you can see here 100 million one day, 57 million, goes back down, 62 million, 58 million, but today 151 million. So there's a huge amount of burn happening right now that is, it seems like it's just gonna to roll over into huge burns. And by the way, when I say huge burns, look, you can tell me, that's not too much, bro, but this is about 3 times what it's been for a long period of time. So if I'm excited about the fact that close to $1 billion is being burned without the first of the month, without some random billion burns, if we're getting close to that, then there's a lot of activity happening on this chain, and that is a big number. So if that continues, and look, by the way, anybody who says drop in the bucket, they're right. They are right. I'm not saying that this isn't a longer process. I'm just saying that based on previous numbers, this is actually a pretty good one. So 620 million burned over the last 7. Now finally, 290 million USTC from Terraform Labs. I'm starting to think that, maybe somebody just got this wrong. Maybe they're just not, tracking it appropriately or tracking it properly. And I don't know where the information and the data comes from, but there's still 290 million Lunc sitting in this alleged TFL wallet and 58 million sitting in this alleged TFL wallet. Now, whoever was doing the tracking on this, probably just wrong, because, if these were TFL, they would have been burned already, right? LFG, now I know this is blacklisted, by the way, but, LFG, these 3 wallets right here are supposed to have been burned already through the bankruptcy courts, and they were not. So either there's an error or there's some sort of deception going on with Terraform Labs, Terra Money, and I don't know that that's the case or not the case, but there are some big burns that should have happened that did not happen, or they are completely mislabeled, and it's just not true. So over the next little while, I'm not sure we're going to find out. I really don't know, but remember, that some of this was going to be done by December for the sale of some of the assets and resources, and we'll see how this plays out. Maybe, just maybe, it's much ado about nothing, but let's figure it out and find out. As far as Terra Luna, Terra Casino, guys, 11,000 in cash drops from now until January 5th. Don't miss out on that. Black Friday special, up to 90% discount. World Poker League up through December 22nd. You got 13 days left to get in on perhaps 2 million euros, and you can use whatever crypto you want in order to play over here. And guys, too many people. Somebody just wagered 454 Ethereum. That is crazy. There is big money being wagered over here on this platform. And if you want meme coins, then the meme coins are at Terra.finance. I got 5 days left on this stake, and then I'll be at almost 10,900. From the launch pad, I'm at an average of 9,702. Terra Selenium ready to launch in about 8 days. So if you have 10,000, make sure that you get in a little bit of this, because this is going to be your liquid staking protocol, or selenized assets, as they say. And yeah, that's it. So guys, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you every single day that you come here and you check it out and we talk about what's going on in the Luna Classic. And look, sometimes there are going to be people out here that I will not agree with, and sometimes there are going to be people that don't agree with me. But at the end, we're all working, at least I think, for the betterment of the ecosystem and for the betterment of Luna Classic. And if you disagree with that, fine. If you agree with that, fine. No matter what, I'm going to be here every day giving you the information that you need. I'm not going to abandon you for weeks at a time and stop making content or anything like that. I'm not going to, I'm not going to be catty with you and just go silent or quiet for any period of time. I'll be up front with you. I'll be out here on the lines every single day, talking to you, telling you what is going on in this ecosystem. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. It's not financial advice, but I'm always